Hello. Today we're going to be talking about how you set up and manage a team to perform a job of solving complex issues, utilizing a team within a set time frame, as well as within budget, and achieving the results or the outcome desired. This is what we call project management. And it is a key, a very important key to a company's success. Now, I'm going to break with the format that I've been using recently and just kind of list out a few things and then just talk about it all at once, and then maybe I can get shorter than 20 minutes. So a couple of key points that you would, or sub processes within the process of project management, is a selection of a team. You need a team that's diverse and talented and has the ability to solve the issue. Do not mismatch the people on the team with issues that they have no passion or mindset for. By the way, this is a critical thing. I'll talk about it in just a minute. Now, technology options, there's all kinds of technology out there. I have a few that I prefer, and it's the ones that I use are basically designed to give a visual impact. I'm very visual, so therefore the visual impact is very good. And I get to see where I'm at in the process and track it quite well. Recording processes and procedures is another subcategory. It's how are the meetings recorded, and there should always be notes and agendas provided at the start of the meeting, as well as having some procedures on how things go as far as rules, Robert's Rules of Order in the meeting, etc. Budget planning. Budget planning can be a whole project in itself. It's usually one that's universal across multiple functional units, yet it's a key component in the success of larger organizations. Smaller organizations don't necessarily have a need for it as such. Scheduling and time frames. Here the key is realistic, and it depends upon what systems and processes you're using as to whether the timeline is reasonable or not. Yet there has to be a timeline, a deadline. Resource allocation is also a very important aspect. You've got to lay out the limits of what can be utilized, what can be spent, who in cross-functional areas can be engaged and who cannot. We want to make sure that that is all in play. Monitoring progress. Progress has to be viewed on a regular basis. The new sprints and agile project management systems that are in place basically require that process be tracked on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and then testing the results early and often. So it's a great system. Risk management, always factor in what kind of risk do we have. And it can include anything from, if you pull certain people out of their day-to-day, how critical is that relative to the risk factors involved of having them not present in the work environment during the day. And contingency planning is another area that has been a hot topic for project management. And it's a good thing because it engages people across the board, particularly in areas of emergency planning where it impacts multiple functional units within the company. So contingency planning, I talked about that several times in the other processes. I will continue to talk about it because it is a critical factor, using the old what if this happens, what if that happens. How do you respond and respond quickly so that you don't have any downtime per se? And then evaluation of results. How did we do? What did we resolve? Was it did it hit the target? Was it over the target? Was it within the deadline? over budget, under budget. How did we do? You've got to grade that and then determine what worked, what didn't work, and then refine the process for the next project. Now, a couple of pointers that I want to add on to this is just, as we say in South Louisiana, a little lagniappe for the for the process of project management. Number one, it's all about mindset in many cases. People who believe that something can be done will get it done much faster than people who believe that there's no chance, without hell freezing over or something. And well, this is our experience in working with teams and individuals in project management through the years, that it's probably 80% mindset. If they've got the mindset to solve the problem, they will solve the problem and move the project forward. Another area that is always important relative to project management teams is to make sure that the early teams always get a win, and the bigger the win, the better it is for the continuation of project management and the team approach to solving major issues within the organization. Winning is contagious. It feels good. It builds self-esteem. It gets people fired up and engaged. They want to participate. They realize that there's no reason for fear to enter into the process because other people are doing it and they're successful, and there's a lot of accolades that come forth to the teams that are performed before them. So always set it up so that you get early victories and then add more complexity to the issues as you move forward. Again, that kind of relates to mindset. Can it be done or not be done? If people see successes and repeated successes, they will have a tendency to feel like it's okay, we can get this done. Let's get after it and make it happen. Another area is what kind of, the technology. I know there's Gantt charts out there. We call that the Waterfall project management system. It is it's shown through research and then actual results that these systems are failing dramatically. It's terrible. The sprint processes, on the other hand, are really coming on like gangbusters as far as getting things done. Now, what is a sprint, you might add? In summary, it's a small group of people who are assigned with a team project. They all have their parts to contribute to the whole, and they have daily meetings, usually stand up or on the phone, but they're very quick, and they basically address 3 questions. What happened yesterday? What's in the plans today, and what do I need to do to help you? And that's coming from the leader of the team. In the agile project management system, they have all kinds of cute names for folks, but it's basically the leader of the project is the one who is conducting these meetings. It keeps it top of mind. It keeps people focused on what they need to achieve during a particular time that they're dedicated to this project. So, and then at the end of either the week or the second week, they actually test the results. They make sure that things are happening. That you get to see a demo, so to speak, of what has been done, and that way you can track and make sure that you're on the time schedule that's necessary for completion. Now, there's books written on agile or sprints and agile project management, a whole bunch of them now on agile project management. There is, somebody borrowed my main book, so it's downstairs. But there's Sutherland, that's Sutherland. I think his JJ was his initials. He wrote the original book and on it, and he called it Scrum. So you can find that in and I strongly suggest that you always read from the originator of a process and then fill in the blanks with other people who have done it to understand exactly how the process works. The other factor that's in place is you've got to put a premium on getting results. If you're not getting results, then why are you doing project management? I mean, really, come on. It's all about the results. That's why you formed the team. That's why you took people away from their day-to-day operations, unless it's a team that's dedicated to a particular project for like innovation purposes or new product management, new product design, this sort of thing. And it's part of their job description. Well, that's cool. Now they're focused and they're performing. But here's the thing: you've always got to be focused on the results. That's why you have the project management to start with, and why you bring the teams together. So with that, I know that's a lot, and I'll probably have some shorter videos where I'll just talk about a particular topic in one of these subcategories, and go into maybe a little bit more depth, or share experiences, case studies with each level of these steps that we have encountered in our consulting through the years and business advisory. Now, why would you want to listen to me on this? Well, that's a good question. I've got 50 years of business experience, from banking to turnarounds to working with healthy organizations and having my own successful entrepreneurial company for 36 years. During that time, I've been honored with the ability to work with Fortune 100 companies all the way down to rapidly growing regional companies. Most of those are entrepreneurial driven, but there were some like divisions of major companies that I was engaged with. And every time I was involved in one of these engagements, I learned things from the leaders and from the people, and observed the systems and the processes actually at work. Like I said, I'm very visual and very kinesthetic, so I like to be hands-on. As a banker, I recall several of my banking clients also telling me that I was the first banker that ever walked into their plant or their office to check things out. And it was like a great revelation. People want that contact. They want that touch. So I was very, very pleased with the fact that people felt so good about that. It's all about experience and insights. I do not want to just sit here and be somebody regurgitating facts and figures and that sort of thing. That's a pain. And then you know what I talk about is application, trends, tendencies, and results that you would get. So that's why I'm qualified to listen to or to visit with. And again, as I've shared early up front, during this 14-part series, I am not selling anything. So I appreciate your time tonight. And it is, let's see, it's Wednesday night, and I've got to get ready for an LSU basketball game tonight. So I got to get my sports right. It was National Signing Day for football, so that's why football's on the brain right now. Anyway, huge college fan, if you hadn't figured that out. Anyway, you take care. Have a great week, and much success to you in the future.